Put it on shuffle.
Hi, I'm the human cornflake, Jayme.
And I'm the Little League coach that talks a little too much to the moms, Jacob.
And you're listening to our podcast, the one and only, the one you're listening to right now.
Award nominated.
With special featured guests.
Like Nicki Minaj and our friends that don't have any relevance to you, probably.
But they do have relevance to us.
And some of them were pretty funny. Not all of them.
A lot of them were.
But you know who you are. Put it on shuffle!
Yeah, put it on shuffle.
Bam, 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 bam.
Every time we start to record one, it feels like I'm in a dream.
Yeah.
Like, not...
Is that why you're asleep for the whole thing?
Right.
So, funny story about this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
We've done it before!
Yes.
The file got corrupted, and, so we're redoing it. And... which is probably for the best, because the whole first half, we didn't understand the song at all. So maybe this will be, like, a better way to do it, by reading the song beforehand and then just giving our interpretations of it. Maybe it'll move along a little faster.
And it was also good, because it felt like I was going to throw up
that
entire day. Well, that entire, couple of days.
Mm-hmm. But I think we actually had good conversations. We talked about suicide. We talked about the media and its corruption on people. We talked about income inequality in modern America. We talked about laptops. Mm-hmm. Probably a little more about Rodan.
Yeah. You know, that Roadhead.
Our staple. What were you saying about your stomach? As I spilled water all over myself?
I wasn't saying anything, but...
Oh, I just thought I'd just cut you off, because I thought you were going to tell your story, so I wanted to finish my thought, but whatever.
Oh, no, I was just saying that. Oh, might as well. Anyways, so I don't know what the fuck was wrong with me. I thought I was, literally not gonna die, but I thought there was, some terminal illness that I was, getting.
But she was gonna pull through.
I don't know, me explaining my symptoms. I was headache. I was headache.
She's still not recovered fully, so cut her some slack.
I just recovered, a few days ago, 2 hours ago. No. I had headaches. I was dizzy, and I was telling Jacob, I would drive, and, I would still get dizzy. This body don't give a fuck where I'm at. She'll still get dizzy, and, yeah, my stomach was hurting. I had a lot of nausea. I think I just had food poisoning. Poop poisoning.
She had poop poisoning.
Literally.
Our company's so lowbrow.
So, I don't know what the fuck I ate. Because I haven't had food poisoning since, what fucking grade? 4th grade.
I know.
Oh, yeah, 4th grade. When I fucking ate those disgusting ass sugar, with the, solid icing on top.
Sugar with icing on top?
Oh, cookies?
Oh, the really soft ones?
Yeah. Oh, thinking, oh my god. I
love those cookies.
I was how old are you in 4th grade? 8 or 9?
I'm 2.
Yeah, I was that, and I ate 3 or 4, because, I'm a fat bitch. Because that was literally my first time having them. It was
I love a soft cookie.
Yeah, that's how I felt. And then I came home after that party in school, and I threw up.
I fully know that those cookies are not a single ingredient in them is grown. It's all chemicals. But my body cares. My mind doesn't. My body's bruh. And my body's no, wait, my mind. One of them's
that was me last week.
It's not you every day.
Yeah, but
it's not
even
both of us
more.
every day.
Oh yeah, true.
Yeah, we went to the grocery store after we finished podcasting, and we took slightly different ways. And so I called her and I was like, "You remember we were going to the store, right?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm just taking this away." And I was like, "I'll beat you there, bitch." And she's like, "Haha." I thought it was a joke, but then
no, don't call me out.
Then I was driving and I was trying to get over, and I was like, "Oh damn, this bitch really going fast, driving crazy, trying to cut me off all in a minute." And then I was like, "Is that Jayme?" And then I pulled up next to her and it was Jayme. I don't think she noticed me, because then at some point there was me and this other car in front of me, and there wasn't a whole lot of space, and she got in between us. I thought it was just her being "I'm beating you, I'm getting in front of you, no matter what." But no, she just didn't even know.
I didn't even know.
And then in the grocery store, she was like, when I drive, I get dizzy and I can't see. And I'm like, you were driving that fast?
I don't want to blame it on the alcohol. Blame it on the... no.
She wasn't drunk, police.
Oh my god, no. I was not drunk. I was referencing that song. I don't want to blame it on the food poisoning, but I was a little bit delirious. Yeah. No, that's just me all the time. I want to race. Only at nighttime.
Okay. I saw this... I heard about this thing. It was like, you know those bingo memes that are like middle school bingo, and like if you did this, you put it on, you want to get a bingo. Have you ever seen those memes?
Like they just have like different qualities, or
yeah,
like, yeah,
and they do them for like the star signs and stuff. But I saw one of those, and it was like for podcasts, and it was like stuff that all podcasts have in common, and a lot of it's just like. A lot of it was like, yeah, a bunch of podcasts do this, and it's dumb and kind of ironic at this point. But some of it's just like introducing the podcast at the top, like, yeah, it's, like I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, like.
Imagine if you just listened to the podcast and I was like, so here's the thing about anal fissures, and that's just like when we started.
Yeah, like you have to introduce who you are,
mm-hmm.
the where, the what, the why,
the who, the whom,
the how,
the what, and another one was like. It was like 10 minutes of nonsense before the podcast actually starts, which we do, but I feel like if we went right into the song, it'd be boring. Because mm-hmm. the song's kind of a boring part of it, which I want to make more interesting, but the whole time I'm just confused about meanings of songs, pretty much.
Especially this one.
Yeah, which, good thing, we've already listened to it beforehand and did a whole podcast talking about it. So, the song we're doing today is called Pound of Flesh by Regina Spektor from the album Live at Bullmoose EP. So this song was live performed. Isn't that wild? She's so good. I love her. And her crowd was so quiet.
Yeah. That song, I didn't even realize I was live.
Mm-hmm. She plays piano like a motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
But I could do a whole podcast on Regina Spektor, so I'm going to try to bring it in. But... So should we just summarize the song? Is there any lyric we should talk about in particular?
I mean, we could just summarize it.
Okay, so basically the song starts with, if you're never sorry, you can't be forgiven, and then you'll live on forever. Basically in people's minds, this is what we've kind of come up with and implied. And then when you live on forever in infamy like that, you'll dream of death, like you'll wish you were forgotten over mm-hmm. being remembered poorly.
Nice.
Do you want me to just take the whole thing over?
And we also learned of this, it's anti-Semitic person.
Poet, Ezra Pound, because
mm-hmm.
he's brought up in the chorus. She says, Ezra Pound sat upon my bed.
And asked me which books as of late I've read. I also can't read.
It's part of being sick.
And there's also a reference to...
The Merchant of Venice.
Yeah. Me, like...
Trying to remember, waiting for me to jump in.
And you're, like, already said it.
Well, because I actually knew of the play beforehand. Jayme did not.
Mm-mm. I once said in senior year, Shakespeare was my favorite author. And I literally don't know if people thought, like, if they knew that was a joke. Because, like, who the fuck's favorite author is Shakespeare? Like...
Jayme can't name any of his plays.
Literally.
She's like... Lion King.
Romeo and Juliet.
Romeo. Two iconic movies based off of
Sherlock Gnomes.
Yeah.
But I don't know. That's every time I think of William Shakespeare, I just think of that and like how embarrassing that kind of was. Because like I don't think people understood it was a joke.
Yeah.
I'm glad nobody like pointed it out. Like I'm glad nobody like quizzed me because that would have been like.
Right? Could you imagine if like your birthday comes around and I'm like, Jayme, I remember you told me how much you love Shakespeare, so I bought you a book of his sonnets.
But it was right. I do have a book of his.
I do actually have a book of his sonnets.
Oh my. Okay, somebody needs to calm this bitch down. So like I used to like kind of reading. Oh me.
Oh, I thought you meant because I was interrupting you.
No, you always. I'm used to it.
Yeah.
But I used to like. Kind of like reading.
I think we all did.
Yeah, right?
When we had free time.
Yeah. And so my dad built me a bookshelf, and when I got my first job, all my money went to books.
Aw.
And,
all Harry Potter books.
I got all of those. But actually, my parents bought me those books.
How nice.
I know. I was, like, in middle school when they bought them for me. Anyways. What was it? Oh, yeah. I literally read, like, 7 books, which is only the Harry Potter series, on my bookshelf. Like, it's so bad. I own so many Shakespeare books. And that's all.
I own a lot of books too that I really want to read, but like I feel like because I'm everything I do, it's 2 things at once, right? Mm-hmm. Like I'm playing a game, listening to music, I'm drawing and listening to a podcast, I'm watching YouTube and fucking doing jumping jacks or some shit. I don't know. But it's always like I'm doing 2 things, and when it comes to books, I can't ever do both. I can't like listen to music and read a book, which people did in like high school, and I think it's just because I like music so much that it usually gets a lot of my attention, even when I'm like drawing or when I'm playing a video game. It's like both of those I can still appreciate the music, but when I'm reading and I'm listening to music, like I'll focus more on the music, I think. And so that's why I don't like to read, because like I feel like time is so slow when I'm reading, I guess.
Yeah.
And I have a lot of books that I want to read that I like bought with my own money, and I just haven't read them, and I want to. Like, have you heard Suzanne Collins is coming out with another Hunger Games book?
Another one.
You say that like they were bad books, but they were great. I feel like you're clouded by having to read them in high school.
No, I never had to read them. I read them for... Oh, wait. I read them by choice for a book project.
Yeah, I think I did too. I think I read Hunger Games 2 for a book project.
I didn't really like them. I think it's just the genre of book. Like, it was obviously well written, but... Welcome to our book club.
Welcome to our music podcast where we talk about books.
I think my favorite one was the blue one. I think it was
the last
Mockingjay.
One? Yeah, the one where...
What was the second one?
Catching Fire?
What was the first one? Hunger Games?
I think it was just Hunger Games.
It was a trio, right? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
The last book... I think the last book was my favorite, but I only finished it halfway. Funny. And I finished
That's how they did the
2.
movies. The last one was split into 2 parts. She set the trend.
Right.
I never saw the last 2 movies, which the first ones I think were pretty good. A lot of people said that the second book was the worst one, but the second movie was the best. Oh. Which I think is kind of weird, right? I thought the second book was one of my more favorite ones because it was like... Because the Hunger Games was like an All-Stars episode, and I was like, my reality TV loving self was like,
What's All-Stars?
It's like when they bring back, you know, like, Total Drama Island. Do you remember that show?
I never watched it.
But do you remember it?
I remember of it.
So basically, well, Dancing with the Stars.
I don't watch that.
Survivor?
I don't know what that is.
Do you know any reality show? Chopped?
I know, Nailed It.
They did it. All-Stars Nailed It. It's where they brought back 3 of the losers, but they were like fan favorites, and they competed again, so they had another chance to win.
I didn't see the episode, but that sounds fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what that is. Okay.
So that's like All-Stars.
Oh my god, America's Next Top Model?
Oh yeah, if they did All-Stars, they would bring back people that got really far, or like had improved a lot, and they'd get another chance.
I remember that one episode.
Yeah, so... Even though with Hunger Games and All-Stars it's way more fucked up, because you have the one person that beat 23 people and barely survived, and now you're throwing them back in to die again. But I really thought it was cool, and like I really visualized it in my head, all the colors, and I really liked Finnick and Mags. And then like at the end, like when I say in movies I can always predict the ending, in books I don't usually as much, because I guess I feel more immersed or something. But like when more people made it out alive, and then like that was the whole start of like the rebellion, I just thought it was really cool.
Yeah.
And I do think the third book was really good, and was really good for like world building, but I guess I just liked 2 because it kind of set up for that and had a lot of action.
That was the one where she went back, right?
Back into the Hunger Games.
Actually, that one was pretty cool. But, like, I don't remember which one I liked more. Maybe it could have been the second one.
I remember everyone spoiling that. Spoiler alert, Prim dies. I remember, like, everyone was like, Prim dies. And I'm like, oh, but, like, she didn't have a very well established relationship with Prim in the books that I remember. Her sister. I remember she sacrificed herself for Prim, like, I'm tribute, and that was like a big thing. But like,
oh, that was such a big thing.
Yeah, but that was more of like a telling and not showing. Like, I feel like we didn't really see her and Prim bond that much.
Yeah, I didn't really like Prim.
Yeah, I feel like she wasn't a realized character, at least in comparison. So when she died, it kind of felt hollow. I mean, I know it was important, but like, I guess towards the end of the book, it just kind of felt hollow. Like, I knew it was over. I knew like they'd made it, and so I was kind of just waiting for it, and it was really sad at the end. But I'm probably actually going to read that book when it comes out. Maybe not immediately, but like my college friends, we talked about Hunger Games a lot. Do you remember that Hunger Games simulator website where you can put in 24 people's names and it'll do a Hunger Games and it randomly generates a winner?
No.
Oh, we gotta do it sometime. That. It's really funny.
I played the Minecraft Hunger Games.
Okay. Similar. But we talked about Hunger Games a lot, so I feel like when I'm at college, my friends will be reading it, and so then I feel like if it's in a book club, I'll be more compelled to read, because, like, then I can talk about it with someone. Like, if I read my books here, it's like, then it's just for me, right?
Oh,
which I guess I do a lot of stuff.
Let's start a book club.
Just the two of us.
Yeah, but don't count on me. Like, I probably have, like, 1 hour in the day, like, actually to myself. No.
Wow.
It's a lot more, but I'm just...
She's dramatic.
Yeah.
She has 2 hours, but she spends 1 showering and moisturizing.
Oh my god, yeah. And I take like 2 showers a day. Only now, because it's so fucking hot. Oh my god.
Honestly.
I get up from my bed. I move, like, I feed my cat, and I'm already, like, busting a whole ass sweat.
Busting sweat? Yeah. It's so hot. I hate it. I want to move up north when I get the chance.
I just... Maybe not north for me, but out of the south. It's still gonna be hot.
Well, out of the south means north. Excuse me.
They're still west east.
If I go down far enough, it'll get cold again.
Right.
Back to the song.
Oh yeah.
So in the chorus, she says, "Ezra Pound sat upon my bed, asked me which books I like. As of late I've read, and if I've read his own." And then he asks for a pound of flesh to cover his bare bones. And we learned through Genius and a little bit of tiny Googling, Ezra Pound was an anti-Semitic poet, and he was like influential in some sort of style of poetry, but he was anti-Semitic. And the phrase "pound of flesh" is from Merchant of Venice, which is an anti-Semitic play because the bad guy, in air quotes, is Jewish, and so it villainizes Jews, and back then all Christians hated Jews, and so that was like implied with the main character. I'm not sure if Shakespeare was anti-Semitic or if he was commenting on that, because I've never heard Shakespeare being anti-Semitic, and I feel like that would have come up, like the whole Gandhi is racist thing.
Yeah.
So maybe it was just a play, but Regina Spektor is Jewish, so then like these two anti-Semitic things coming in and asking of her to give her a pound of flesh, which we said like that kills you. Like in the play, the whole thing was, if you don't do this for me, you owe me a pound of your flesh. So he's basically saying, I'm gonna kill you, but in like a legal sense. So what did we say that meant?
I was okay. I kind of zoned out.
Now or then?
What were we talking about? I know you were just talking
chorus,
about Ezra Pound.
The meaning of the song?
Okay. What do we think that meant?
Yeah.
Well, from the last podcast, the whole, 40 minutes we wasted. No.
No, because, 5 of it we're just sitting in silence, reading and trying to think.
Yeah. I forgot about that. But I think it's, since he's asking her for, kind of, a favor. Not a favor, because, either way, it's, a lose for her.
Yeah.
Or the person on who's talking about their bed. But, she's still... I don't even know if she knows his background. That they're, different. Not different. Okay, they're different. Fuck! Okay. They're different. And he obviously has something against her for being Jewish. But we don't know if she... I'm guessing, she is Jewish.
She is Jewish.
No, I know Regina is, but like she is talking about herself in this song, right?
Yeah, because we also argued that, is this in first person? Because the first line seems to be in third, but I think it's more like she's speaking from experience in this song, maybe.
So, like, she's, like, being, I guess, the best person she can be, even though, despite somebody who's hateful against her.
Yeah,
so,
I
like...
think basically what we said was she was trying...
Oh my god! I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me, Jacob. That's what 1 year without being in school does to you? Or that maybe I'm nervous or something. I don't know.
Were sick. Maybe you don't remember everything.
No, Jacob, I'm not sick every podcast.
I mean, you were sick back then. Maybe it clouded your memory. I think what we said in Jayme was integral in this conversation. I'm not trying to take credit for both of our thoughts, but I think we said that she was kind of being a martyr, like, because she's saying, like, speaking from experience, if you're not sorry, you'll live on forever, and infamy, you'll dream of death. She's saying, like, she doesn't want Jews to be hated like they were back then, because back then, kind of all Jews were hated just innately. And so now she's trying to make up for that by becoming a martyr and giving him a pound of flesh. She says, take a pound, take two, what's a pound of flesh between friends like me and you? We think maybe she was trying to, like, look in, like, the face of someone who hates her just because of what she is, and, like, knows that, and she knows she's being taken advantage of, but she's acting like she doesn't, to try to, like, change the opinion of him innately and kind of trying to erase anti-Semitism.
Does she know, though?
What do you mean, does she know?
That he's anti-Semitic, like...
I don't think she would have put him in the song.
No, I know she knows, but
in the
like,
context? See, we talked about that a lot, whether she knows she's being taken advantage of or not. And I think you can look at it either way.
Yeah.
As, like, people that are anti-Semitic will pretend that they don't hate you, but then ask you to give you their life. And she's just like, sure, because she doesn't know she's being used. But I think she wouldn't write herself off like that. So I think in the song she would know, but like I said, I don't know.
Yeah. And
then there's a verse 2, and then it's the chorus again. The verse 2 repeats a lot of what the first verse says, but she brings up that if you live forever, you can't be reborn. And if you're not reborn as a baby, you can't learn how to crawl, and so you'll be in bed all day, and then you'll get some visitors, and it goes back into Ezra Pound will come to you and ask you for flesh. Which, we talked for a while about if you're not reborn and you don't learn how to crawl, does it matter because you learned how to crawl in this life? But we ended up saying that it was probably just like, you're bedridden because you're so old.
Yeah.
And, also, Ezra Pound says, ask you if you've read his own, which I think establishes that he's kind of pretentious and not to be liked. I think that's pretty much it. It makes us sound like we know the song way better because we didn't spend 10 more minutes just confused. Being like, is it her? Is it really her? She says I. She says me. So... And what does she mean they're friends? Is she being facetious?
You sound like some character, but I can't think of them.
Mad Hatter.
Oh my god, yeah! Didn't we talk
talked
about this last podcast? Oh my god.
Just redoing the whole damn thing.
Bringing up points from last podcast.
Right. You have anything else you want to say about this song?
Do you have any books as of late that you've read?
Did we just talk about this? We haven't read in years.
I've read...
Actually, last year I read...
I read one book.
I don't want to get the name wrong, so I am going to Google it.
That's so bad.
Yeah, I only have read the one book.
And it was for college, right?
It was for college, but it ended up not being required, and I liked it anyway. It's called In the Country We Love. It's by Diane Guerrero. It's her autobiography. It was pretty good. She talked about how her parents came here, I want to say Colombia, but I might be wrong. And they were like illegal immigrants, but she was born on American soil. And then they were trying to become legal like all her life, and then one day she came home from school and her whole family had been deported and she was left alone, and like her dealing with that and like her internal issues about all that, and like American, like her parents still today don't have green cards, and she was like, I know I could get them easier now that I'm a celebrity, but I don't want to take that away from other people. It was a really, really interesting, really good book. And that's, I think, the only book I've read other than textbooks in the last 2 years.
Do you own that book?
I own an ebook of it. I could probably send you the link.
Yeah. Watch me not read it.
Right?
Like,
it's an ebook, though.
Years. Oh my god, that's even worse. Oh,
honestly.
Like,
but we got it for free as an ebook, so that's why I have it as an ebook.
That's good.
But yeah, I think other than textbook, that is the only book I read. Since it doesn't, like, 2 years doesn't sound long, but if we consider books I didn't have to read for school, other than this Diane Guerrero book, it's been since, like, middle school. Even in, like, high school, when teachers would be like, we're going to go check out a book you have to read, I would just check out a book so there'd be record of me getting it. Doesn't mean I'd read it.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Unless there was downtime after tests where you can't be on your phone, so you're like, I guess I'll read this book. I'm like, huh, pretty good. And then after 2 weeks, I'd still return it, being like, maybe I won't this time. But I always did.
Yeah. I never read those books, and I always checked out so many books at once. Mm-hmm. I still do that to this day with the public library, and I owe... Oh my god, okay.
That's why you owe $3,000.
Guys, I looked at my fucking library account, and it says I owe $3,370.
How could it get that high?
I think it's just like a technical
Maybe it means
difficulty.
like $33.70.
That's still a lot.
That's still a lot, but it's better than $3,000.
I don't know.
Maybe there's another Jayme who I'll bleep your last name.
I was like...
that just, like, loves reading and not returning books. She's been dead for 27 years.
Right? It just reminded me of The Doors, and I forgot it's Techno.
Oh yeah, I was like, Jayme, you like The Doors, right? One of the rappers I listen to has a song featuring them, and she just looked at me like, no, they don't. What'd you say?
I said the singer has been dead for like over 30 years,
and I was like,
what? Or since 1971,
right? And I was like, maybe it's a different Doors, but I think they just sampled something from them.
Yeah, they did.
It was so funny though. That's like the time, it's like the reverse of the time we were playing Minecraft, and Jayme's Switch ran out of battery, and so we thought all of our progress was deleted, because we hadn't locked out in a while, and we looked at, like, the last date that it saved, and she was like, when was the, like, what was it? She was like, when was the 17th? And I'm like, that's tomorrow.
Yeah. I don't know what was wrong with it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe her Switch time was just off. I don't know. But I feel like we didn't give any love to this song just because we already talked so much about it last time, and I feel like giving the bullet points this time tells you more of what we learned than we did last time with the 20 plus minutes of us just being confused and throwing out theories. But I think basically the takeaway, at least what we got from it, I feel like it might be wrong, because I don't know if she would... I don't think she'd want to send the message of being passive to clear your name. Mm-hmm. But maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe the whole thing is, like, this is what she's doing, but you, like, know it's wrong. Because, like, when she in the song says, take a pound of flesh, take two, you, as a listener, you're like, that's kind of weird. Like, why would you do that? So, I guess that's all I have to say about that.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
All right. But we'll take a quick little break.
Yes.
And we'll be back.
Okay.
And talk about something else.
Mm-hmm.
And we're back. Jayme's still surprised by movies I haven't seen, and I think I sound weird because my lip is now numb.
Jayme, you're not surprised.
Jayme is still surprised.
Wait, that's a numbing cream? Can I have some?
For your pussy.
Why do you
Why do you ask? Is it a problem?
I'm gonna use your bathroom real quick.
Why did you numb your pussy?
I don't know. Why'd you think of it? I don't think that will, like... I don't think that area will hurt. Like, obviously it will hurt, but not, like, the most pain. I think it's more, like, internal.
Numb your guts. Anyways, I have a sore in my mouth, and I don't know how it got there. So I put on numbing cream because I've been talking a lot, which has been irritating it, which I'm sure means it probably won't be healed again. And it's been here since, what's today?
They say it's been a year. I was like,
it's been here for like 4 days, which is a really long time because usually mouth stuff heals quick. I don't know, something about your mouth makes, there's like more nerves in there or something. I don't know.
What about your saliva?
Maybe.
Because I know, this doesn't sound weird, but when I get a cut or something, I like lick it or like I spit on it. And I don't know, I feel like it heals it better. I feel like it heals
so
it better.
Jamie's a vampire.
I don't lick the blood.
I had a dream where I was a vampire recently.
I mean, you kind of are. Like, I say this, and I'll say it again. I don't think Jacob is human.
Mm-hmm. I think one night recently, I was just like sitting there and be like, I wouldn't be surprised if someone told me like, you've been a robot this whole time. I'd be like, chill. I'd be like, that tracks.
Yeah, literally.
Robot or vampire or robot vampire.
And I believe he doesn't realize he's not human, or like you are kind of aware of it.
But like, I don't know what I am.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did you hear? I was listening to a podcast. Because we record, and we are currently recording so much in advance. Because when I'm at college, Jayme and I aren't close enough to record, and meeting up weekly would just be too much. So if we ever talk about Christmas or Halloween, you'll get it like 2 months later. Like, because 4th of July is coming up, but I don't really have anything to say about that. But now I don't remember what I was saying.
I was talking about how you don't realize, or like, you don't think you are.
I was listening to a podcast, and there was this guy, I think he was a famous golfer or something, baseball player maybe, and he tweeted, like, out of nowhere, it was like, I wish I could remember his name, because then I could pull up the tweets, but it was like, there are aliens among us, and they don't have a definite form, and then it said, like, they are called this. Hold up. Talk for a little bit. Talk about aliens or something for a second while I try to find these tweets.
Well, I mean, you probably don't have to be, like, a different species. Maybe it's, like, you're reincarnated. Because have you seen those videos where it's mostly children, because they're, like, you know, they're closer to when they were born, where they have past memories of, like, their past life.
Yeah.
And maybe like that one, I think it was like a Russian little boy, and he was saying how he was from Mars, and like this stuff, how there was a war on Mars, and how they breathe, I think it was carbon monoxide, and that's why we age so quickly, because we breathe oxygen or something like that.
I mean, we all know about the Great Dinosaur Martian War.
I forgot about it, but I think yeah.
Long story short. Long story still probably a little long. The dinosaurs and the dinosaurs and the Martians existed at the same time. And dinosaurs lived way longer than humans did. So it's preposterous to think that there was no being of a higher level intellect that lived with them. Like, there were no tools or anything. We haven't found artifacts of it, but I think it's because those dinosaurs are still out there, but we're getting to that part. So the dinosaurs, some of them, they either had tools or high levels of telepathy that they could use to move things around, right? And the Martians also existed at this time, doing their own whatever. And so when the dinosaurs invented space travel, they're making a weird noise.
It's like, shut up.
God's trying to keep me quiet. When the dinosaurs invented space travel, they went to Mars because they were like, it's pretty close, or whatever. And then the Martians were there, and they probably lived in peace for a little while, but then at some point, things got rocky. And the dinosaurs and the Martians had a giant war that lasted a long time. And in the end, it ended up with the Martians launching the dinosaurs into an ice age, and as a last-ditch effort, the dinosaurs froze the core of Mars, which is why it's a dead planet now, and killed off all the aliens that lived on it. The last remaining dinosaurs took off in their spaceship and are looking for a new home planet. It's probably been generations now. Who knows if... Well, I know. Those ancestors they're not alive anymore. The ancestors of the dinosaurs. So it's presumable to think that when we find aliens, that they're actually descendants of dinosaurs coming back to Earth as their homeworld. Anyways, I found the tweets.
Thanks for coming to his TED Talk.
Right? So the guy's name is Jose Canseco, I think. And it was January 30th, and he tweeted, "We are in communication with aliens with a very flexible body composition called AL51. Second tweet. These aliens are going to teach us how to try and travel the brain, how to time travel. The brain can physically travel without the body." Third tweet. "Aliens have been trying to teach us how to time travel, but first we have to change our body composition, which we are not willing to do. We have tried with animals and it has failed." Fourth tweet. "Time travel puts 42,651 pounds of pressure on a human skeleton structure. You can detach the brain from the body and equalize all the pressure. It could be done." Fifth tweet. "Our science is totally irrelevant to aliens." And so in the podcast I was listening to, it was more recent when this happened, and they were laughing about it, and they were like, "It's funny, but this guy needs help." And then, I'm not sure if this was true or just something the guy said, and he was like, he tweeted at 9:13 about the alien time travel thing. And then back in, like, October, he tweeted, he tweeted something like, "Time travel exists, I'll tell you guys later." And that was tweeted at, like, 9:12. So it was only a minute later, but so many months later. So they're saying he time traveled. This has turned into my conspiracy podcast.
Okay. I don't want to say I don't believe in time travel.
Oh, time travel backward doesn't exist. Point blank period, it doesn't.
Okay. Okay.
Also, last night I was reading a lot about the fourth dimension, and I'm taking up all the time with this crazy shit. But think about, we live in a 3D world, right? But everything we see is in 2D. Whenever you're looking at something, it's two-dimensional. We only...
You better shut the fuck up. Oh my god, somebody's here.
We only know something's 3D when we touch it. Like my phone. I only know it's 3D because I can touch more than one side of it. You're touching a piece of paper. They're here. The government.
Stop. Can you close your
I'm gonna go let those dogs out. We'll be right back. So anyways, the fourth dimension. And also this is the thing that's hard to understand because we don't know what the fourth dimension is. So like in 3 dimensions, which is the space we live in, even though we only see in 2D, like in 2D you only see in 1D. So like if you looked at a piece of paper with the drawing of a person, and if there was a circle and a square, you couldn't see the circle and the square because you could only see the lines, right?
Like your drawing.
Like the person in the 2D space could only see the lines and they couldn't see the circle and the square. And the same is in real life. If we put a ball in a box, we can't see the ball in the box. But in 4D, you would be able to. And also in 3-dimensional space, you look like I'm losing you. In 3-dimensional space, shadows. I'm not casting a shadow. I tried to. Shadows. I'm a fucking vampire.
You mean this one?
Yeah, shadows are 2-dimensional. I still don't see a shadow.
Yeah, it's there.
It doesn't matter.
Oh my god, there's literally like no shadow, guys.
People can't even see, and I'm like, why is there no shadow? It doesn't matter.
Jacob doesn't own any mirrors. I'm just saying.
But shadows are in 2D, and in 3D, a shadow would be... Or in 4D, a shadow would be in 3D, and that's where a tesseract comes from. Have you ever seen it?
What's a tesseract?
It's the shadow of a 4-dimensional cube, which wouldn't be called a cube, but I'll show you a picture. It's actually a GIF, because... So that's kind of what it looks like, just 2 cubes connected, a smaller cube inside a larger cube connected at the edges, the points. Is that how you say it? Okay, and this is what a tesseract looks like if you rotate a cube. So the smaller square is moving to become the larger square. Mm-hmm. You guys can look this up yourself. which at first is a little freaky to the brain, and you're like, how does this work? But the same thing happens when you, like, rotate a cube drawing. Like, one side looks smaller because it's further away, but if you rotate it, that small side's going to come to face you and be the big side. So it's essentially the same thing. So shadows in 4D would be in 3D. Like how shadows in 3D are in 2D.
Okay, and then? I'm kind of lost. It feels like I'm watching, like, an ancient
because
alien.
I watched some guy play a Minecraft map that was Minecraft in 4D, and it explained it like, if you live in 2D, the 3D...
That's how you learned.
That is how I learned. It's like, if you live in a 2D space, you can't get over this wall, but if you switch between slices of a 3D space, you could get there. It's hard to explain without the visual. But, like, if there's, like, a drawing of a person, a wall, and a flower, and they want to get to the flower, if you rotate where the paper is at the person to where it's parallel with the wall, they could walk along it, rotate the paper again, they could walk to the other side, rotate it again, they could reach the flower. Uh-huh. And that's how we are in 3D. We're living in planes of 4D. So we can't see the fourth dimension. So it's kind of hard to comprehend. It's kind of hard to visualize.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why we're talking about it.
I'm intrigued. I like it.
I am too, but, like, because I was reading the Wikipedia, and it was like, that's the fighter jets. They're coming to get us. It was like understanding. Seriously, what's going on out there? I hope the mic doesn't pick up those.
It is.
I'm sure it will. But it was like understanding 4D is, like, essential to getting, like, higher level physics. And, like, the person who made this Minecraft map, it's crazy. I don't know how they could do it. Because even watching it for so long, like, I understood the principles and how the map was played. Like, how you get through the map. But, like, I don't understand why it works that way, because I'm not sure how the fourth dimension changes things. And I guess I'm visual learning. I feel like I'm all types of learning, actually. But I feel like if I can't visualize it, I can still know how it works, but not fully understand it. You know what I mean?
How do you know what type of learner?
I feel like a lot of people just know, because isn't there visual... There's, like, a visual learner, a hearing learner, and, like, a doing learner?
I don't know what I am.
Yeah, I think Miss Blackwell used to talk about that. Shout out Miss Blackwell. Wouldn't it be fun if we got her on the podcast?
What would we talk about?
I don't know.
Something art related, because...
Love her.
Because I feel like maybe that's why I don't talk right, because I'm a listener.
You're a listening learner? That could work.
No. Or, am I? No, I was just saying, like, I'm a listener. So, like, you, like, talking like that, like, about the fourth.
Is that your stomach?
Did you hear that?
I
Yeah.
thought that was a car.
It was a car. No, guys, I don't know. My stomach's always making noises. And my throat. I take a shit right here. I'm not Michael Stool.
Stool on my stool. That sounds like those.
Sounds like a band.
No, it sounds like an old school children's book. Like, those.
Ew.
Like those they were like horror books, and it was like Lagoon Lunch Lady or stuff like that.
No. Man, I watch fucking horror movies. I don't know what you're talking about reading.
I'm not some nerd or some shit.
I'm not some fucking geek, man.
Flashback 20 minutes where we're talking about wishing we read more.
That was a joke. That was my joke voice.
Oh, now you're gonna need your joke voice.
No, that's not right. Wait.
That's not right?
You were trying to do...
there was some voice I did to Jayme, and she thought it was funny.
It's so funny.
Well, what's something I could be angry about? Because I feel like I only do it when I'm fake angry.
We were talking about, like, a laptop. Wait, no.
Oh, so Jayme, you don't want to get a laptop? Is that what the problem is?
No. It wasn't like that.
Oh my God.
No.
I don't remember. I can't go back and listen. The podcast is gone.
If there's something we can fight about,
I feel like it has to come up naturally.
Yeah. So, like, if you see something that you know will trigger me, do it. And if I see something that will trigger you, I'll do it.
Well, I mean, obviously they should build a wall.
No, not like that. Not like that, you fucking idiot.
Right. I can't even argue, though, because I don't agree. Did I send you those memes of the presidential candidates like
Yeah.
yelling at each other and Bernie's just in the middle scared? Because I feel like that's how like my life is. Just in between two people yelling at all times.
We are.
We were talking about time travel. Oh, about that guy tweeting about aliens. It's like, it made me realize, like, if anyone ever tried to be like, oh, like, I discovered time travel, or like, aliens are contacting me, like, no one would believe them. They'd all just think it's that person's mentally ill.
Yeah.
And, like, probably 99 times out of 100, you're probably right. It's probably, like, schizophrenia or something.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, that one time it's not, no one's gonna believe them. And that's a thing, too. And, like, I can't remember if it's history or books, but, like, someone, like, knows something. It might be, like, Criminal Minds or some show I watch. Like, they know the truth about, like, something bad the government's doing, but because the government doesn't want that to get out, they put them in a mental facility and tell them that they're crazy and they're making it up. I think that's history, but it might be books. I can't remember if it's real or not. The line is blurred. Did you lock my door?
You were the one who came in.
I thought you locked it after I come in. Cause when the dogs barked, Jayme got scared.
Guys, I watched Insidious today.
Is that the one with the girl in the TV?
No, that's The Grudge. Well, no, that's The Ring. Sorry, not The Grudge. The girl in the TV.
Is Insidious the one with the ghosts and like the people are recording themselves?
That's Paranormal Activity. I've seen so many scary movies. Maybe that's why I'm like this.
Is Insidious the one with that dead little girl that people use to jump scare? The one who like 360 vomits?
No, that's The Exorcist.
I'm not even joking.
Keep naming, because I like this game.
Is there demons?
Yeah.
I just guess. I don't know.
The cover is like that little boy in red, and there's like a house
behind
Is
Insidious the one where like I'd see dead people?
No, that's The Sixth Sense.
Shit!
Oh my god, I love this.
I don't know any movies. Oh god.
You have any more guesses?
I mean, the only other horror movies I can think of, I know it's not Scream and Freddy.
It's Insidious. It's just a boy.
Is the boy the bad boy? Is he a bad boy?
I don't want to spoil it, but he is like haunted. Like he is not possessed, and like I don't know. He like astral.
Maybe projects. I don't know this movie. Is like, the Insidious the one that comes before Crucible?
You mean The Conjuring?
Shit!
The Crucible?
That's that play we had to read.
Yeah, I mean, that's also like a scary thing, I guess. I don't think it relates to The Conjuring, but there's an actor on there who's the same.
Wait, don't show me. I gotta think of it.
Oh my god, I was just about to show you. It's literally what I told you.
I don't know anything about what you're telling me.
Can I look it up, or do you still want to like...
I'm looking up The Crucible. I feel like it's a movie that's scary.
The Crucible is the one we...
there can be more than one thing with the same name.
Jacob, The Crucible is not a scary thing. It's just...
Isn't a crucible like a witch cauldron? Isn't it like a synonym?
Oh, I don't know that. I don't know the actual definition.
I'm gonna open my dictionary app.
So, I feel like sorry, you can go.
Is Insidious? Is that Here's Johnny?
That's The Shining. It's the right round. It's that one.
So it's
recent.
Is there a woman? Is there a bad woman demon?
Yeah. Kind of looks like The Nun.
I put Insidious in my dictionary app. I meant to look up Crucible. Me, like, I'll Google it. I'm on the fucking Merriam-Webster's.
But I thought I knew a lot of movies, and then I downloaded this app called Taste, and because I always want to watch a new movie, but like, I feel like I watch every single movie I wanted to see, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know a lot of movies compared to the app. Like, it's
right?
It's crazy.
There's so many movies that exist. Also, a crucible is kind of like a cauldron.
Oh, okay.
It's a place where you melt stuff that needs to be melted at hot.
But that's not really scary.
No, I was just saying I thought it was another thing.
Oh. That could be a scary movie.
So Insidious is recent? Okay,
no, it's like
2005?
No, 2011.
So I don't know. I don't know it.
It's just this
I thought
kid.
Red Rum was way older.
Yeah.
I thought you said this one was Red Rum.
No, I said
The Shining
Johnny.
was Red Rum? Okay. That makes more sense to me. Is there an actor in it I'd know? Jayme doesn't know actors.
Have you seen any of the Conjuring movies?
You mean the Crucible movies?
That was funny. No, I don't know the actor's name. So if I don't know him, wait, I think you're better at actors than I am.
Oh, and I'm really bad at actors, so that's saying a lot about you. I'm looking at the actors, and I don't know any of them. Also looking at the cover art.
That isn't like.
No, looking at the cover art of The Boy in Red, I definitely thought that was what the cover of I See Dead People Boy looked like. I don't know anything about Insidious.
It's called The Sixth Sense.
Okay.
Sixth Sense.
There's a 4 film. It's just telling me that it's grossed a lot of money, nothing about the plot. But I guess I don't know it. I don't know movies. Like, I was thinking about it earlier. Like, there are like 3 movies I've seen outside of Disney. And the Disney movies I've seen were just because I was a kid. And like, I don't remember them like at all at this point. Like, for the life of me, I don't remember Snow White saying a single word in that movie.
Me neither.
I tried to think of her voice, and I just realized it was like Minnie Mouse and Princess Peach. That's just what my brain said with Snow White. Like, I don't know. I just don't know movies.
That's okay.
Should we play this movie game again where I have to guess it and get it wrong?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay, think of a good one though. You've already told me what all the horror movies are.
Okay. So there's this doll
Annabelle.
who's actually
Chucky.
Yeah. Man, okay, I wanted to...
Well,
okay.
because you said the name and I tried to guess what the movie was.
Oh.
That's different of when you tell me the plot.
Wait, what are we doing then?
Because you told me the movie was Insidious, and I just kept guessing plots.
Oh, so you want me to say the movie?
Yeah, I think this could be fun.
Okay,
as long as you think of something good.
Okay.
That
Like,
I was like, something I won't know, which will be anything.
Like a scary movie, a specific genre. There's a lot of movies running through my head right now.
Anything. I haven't seen, unless it's a Disney movie, I probably won't know it. Like if you picked a space movie, I wouldn't know. If you picked action movie, I probably wouldn't know.
Okay. There's so many Okay, pick a genre.
Okay, I feel like action movie.
That's like a genre I don't really watch.
Okay, well I felt like I definitely don't know any of those.
I think you've seen The Truman Show.
The one with your guy with the faces? Will Ferrell? No. No, that's not his name. I always mix them up. John...
His real name, or like his first name, is James.
Charles.
No.
James.
So what's like a shorter... It's not really... What do a lot of people name
Jimmy.
James? Okay, shorter.
Fallon.
No.
Jim Carrey.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to watch Truman Show in psychology, though. Sociology. One of them. So yeah, I have seen it.
That's a good movie.
I saw more movies in high school than I had before high school, just by like teachers showing them. Yeah. Like, my my psychology teacher made us watch Batman.
Which one?
Scarecrow was in it.
I don't know that one.
I think it was Dark Knight Rises, but I'm not sure.
The Scarecrow?
Yeah. He had, like, the gas, and he was a scarecrow. I don't really remember much of that movie, though, either. I think it showed, like, his parents getting killed. Which, like, we get at Batman. Like, we know...
Okay, I'm like trying to... So I name a movie that you probably don't know.
And I try to guess the plot.
Okay. Because I don't want to name something so obscure.
Literally, if you named...
Okay, Pulp Fiction.
Oh, God. Because when you say Pulp Fiction, I think Men in Black. Because you dressed up as someone from Pulp Fiction that one
did.
time. And you were wearing like a Hawaiian shirt. Is that the one where he's like a doctor for animals?
No! That's Ace Ventura!
Was that 2 different times?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I think it was the same. No, they're different.
Oh,
years.
is Pulp Fiction the one with, what's his name? Scott Pilgrim?
Michael Cera?
Yeah.
No.
No, he's like, they play music and fight her boyfriends.
No.
That's not Pulp Fiction?
That's Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh, the movie's called Scott Pilgrim?
Yeah.
I thought that was just his name. Is Pulp Fiction the one with Dr. Evil?
That's Austin Powers.
I thought that was just his name. The guy, they have guns, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, I can't remember people's names. I keep wanting to say Will Ferrell, but that's Will Smith. Is he in it?
No.
Okay, maybe I'm thinking Men in Black.
Yeah, for sure. That's Men in Black. There's a popular actor on there. Well, there's a lot, actually.
Are they still alive?
Yeah.
Are they black?
One of them is.
There's 2.
There's 2 main actors.
There's 2 people?
Actually, I don't know who the main characters are. I don't know, but...
I really don't know this movie.
Okay, you know...
Is it like... I don't... Is it set kind of in the future?
No.
Is it like kind of sci-fi?
No.
Because they're wearing suits.
That doesn't mean it's sci-fi.
I guess...
It's more...
When you say Pulp Fiction, I just think Men in Black.
I mean, well, the director...
Do they ride motorcycles?
No, I don't think they do. I mostly see them in cars.
They have guns?
Yes, we already been through this.
They have guns? Oh. I just try to think of, like, any movie at this point. Any movie plot. Like, because it's old, right?
Yeah.
And they have guns.
Mm-hmm. It's set in, like recent now time. Not right now, but, like, when it was made, the movie was made, it was, like...
Is it the one with the British people? And they're, like, spies?
There's no British people. I think that's, like, Johnny English or something. I've never seen that, but...
Are they spies?
They're not spies. They're more like... I wouldn't say hitman.
I literally can't stop thinking of Men in Black.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I don't know their occupation.
Oh.
Do you want me to tell you
Is Pulp Fiction the one that's kind of rapey? And they, like, break into someone's house and they're, like, singing songs? And it's based off a book?
They don't sing songs.
What am I thinking?
What are you thinking of? I mean, A Clockwork Orange.
That's the one I was thinking of.
Oh my god! Wow, I am a movie fanatic. Like,
how did I think of Clockwork Orange?
Me when my brain doesn't work, but when you, like, mention movies or music,
right?
It's like...
Oh god. So there's no magic or science in it. It's just guns.
It's mostly violence.
Then why is it called fiction?
Pulp Fiction. Well, what is even... I mean, the director is... What's his name?
That's not gonna help me. I'm just gonna say it now. It's not.
He's a famous... Everybody knows him because
Tim Burton.
No, I love Tim Burton. Okay, unpopular opinion, I'm not a big fan of his work. Quentin Tarantino.
I've heard of him. I've heard he's a mean boy.
He's...
Is it one of those black and white films?
No. Pulp definition. Like pulp.
Pulp?
Yeah, because it's like Pulp Fiction.
Pulp is like an orange.
I know what, like, pulp is that way, but it's also popular or sensational writing that is generally regarded as being of poor quality. I mean, that makes sense.
I thought I knew that, because I thought Pulp and pop were kind of interchangeable, like pop culture, pulp, but I guess it's a little different.
Do you want me to give you a movie that the actress comes out in as well?
I think if you tell me the actor, I'm not going to know them.
Actress or actor?
There's an actress in it?
Yeah. Oh my god, who did I dress as?
I thought... I thought you dressed as the man. I thought this was before women were in movies.
No, I dressed... Do I just say the character's name?
I won't know it.
I dressed up as Mia Wallace.
Is it the one where she's dressed in yellow and has katanas?
What's a katana?
The long sword.
Okay, you're close. That's the same actress, but that's Kill Bill. Literally Uma Thurman.
Oh. I just thought that was a Fall Out Boy song.
Are you serious?
I thought she was a fake person. Or I thought she was a super old actress, like long dead.
Not super, like, she's still alive. She's still good.
Oh, God.
But that was close.
You just said a girl in a, I guess, action movie, and I just remember her with the katanas.
I think...
Is Lucy Liu in it, or was Lucy Liu in Kill Bill?
Kill Bill. I think that's also another Quentin Tarantino movie, but...
He likes blood, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is Quentin Tarantino.
I think maybe I just don't know the plot of Pulp Fiction at all.
This is a good game, but I feel like you really don't know movies. It takes so long for each one. Do you want me to give you
because like I've run out of movies that I even know the plot of that I think could apply. It
does. I remember before I saw this movie, I thought it was some sci-fi movie. That's why it took me so long to watch it.
Because you don't like sci-fi?
Yeah.
But you love Harry Potter. I guess that's fantasy.
Yeah, it is fantasy.
You're right. I don't really like sci-fi either. I like fantasy.
But I watched it, and it's like, I mean, it's a good movie. It's not like I've watched people hate me. It's overhyped.
Is it the one with the pirates that are in the Caribbean?
No, Jacob. That's Pirates in the Caribbean.
Is it that one that tells a story about the toys?
Toy Story?
Is it that one where they have to find Nemo?
No, it's... Okay, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't even know what the fucking plot is, but pretty much John Travolta.
That name does not ring any bells.
That darn...
Oh, like, Grease? I know the name, but I have no clue what he's in.
Anyways...
Is he old?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to move on to another movie? Just because, like, this one's taking so long.
What is Pulp Fiction, though?
It's, like, this... I don't even know the plot, but these two dudes, they work for this, like... There's, like, 3 different stories going on in one movie.
And neither of them are black?
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson is the other, like, hitman who works with John Travolta.
Okay, because I thought one of them was black, and I guess that's why I thought it was Men in Black. Mm-hmm. Because it's the same one white guy, one black guy with guns.
Next movie.
I'm Googling Pulp Fiction. I want to see what it looks like. But yeah, go ahead.
Mia Wallace is the one who I dress as. It's like literally her. It's the cover.
Oh, I don't recognize this at all.
Okay, Grease.
I mean, that's the one with Grease Lightning. Mm-hmm. That's the one with Sandy.
Yeah.
I only know this because of Glee.
That
fucking Glee.
Okay. Next movie.
But I don't really know what the plot's about.
Do you want to try another movie?
Sure.
Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I searched up iconic movies.
And I'm like, who?
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I think we started watching that in one of my classes.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like the kids not in school.
Yeah. I forgot about that we watched it in class.
But like beyond that, I don't really know why it's iconic. Is it just funny?
Yeah, I really like that movie. I like it more than Pulp Fiction. A lot of these iconic movies I haven't seen, mostly because I don't want to.
Casablanca.
Yeah. Dirty Dancing.
That's the one where he holds her.
Uh-huh.
Is that baby in the corner?
Yes.
Is that the one where the Jewish girl dance around outside and she's like, brown paper bags?
That's The Sound of Music.
Shit. Okay, that's the one where they can't dance in the town?
That's Footloose. I think that's Footloose. I only watched a recent one. Oh yeah, it is that one.
All I know is he picks her up. And that's the one they wear all the leather jackets.
That's Grease. Or what's another leather jacket movie? I think it's Grease.
Is that it's a musical?
It's not a musical. They play music.
He loves her, but she's got a job and a husband.
No.
I'm writing my own movie.
You are. No.
Dirty Dancing. That's the one where he comes to her door with the jukebox.
That's The Breakfast Club. No. That's not The Breakfast Club. That's, I don't know what that movie is, but it's another 80s movie.
Okay, so it's an 80s movie.
What movie was it?
I don't know.
I already forgot.
Oh, the one you said?
Dirty Dancing. It isn't.
For Dirty Dancing.
It is an 80s movie. What's that one movie with the jukebox though?
You're asking the wrong person.
I know it's a what's that motherfucker's name? He directed all those like great ass 80s movies.
John Travolta.
That's an actor. He directed like Pretty in Pink, The Breakfast Club.
Legally Blonde.
No. What's his name?
Quentin Tarantino.
No. Now we're both trying to figure out.
I'm searching my mind for any other director and coming up blank. Dirty Dancing. That's there's a bike gang. And her name's Sandy. No, that's Grease.
Mm-hmm. John Hughes. Oh, that's not the director. That's a screenplay person. Oops.
Dirty Dancing. They dance. And it's dirty.
Some of it, yeah.
Ooh.
Do you give up?
I gotta think if I think of one more 80s movie, it's gotta be the right one. I mean, I know he picks her up. And I know it's dark outside.
When he picks her up?
Yeah, right?
They're in a ballroom.
It's dark inside.
I mean, it's dark because they're dancing and there's lights.
I got it right.
He's in a leather jacket, though. You're right about that.
Is Baby his name or her name?
Her name.
I thought he was talking about himself.
Nobody puts myself in the corner.
I thought he was like, nobody puts Baby in the corner. And then he walks out of the corner. I don't... Okay, so they're in a town. And their parents don't want them to marry, right? Because they're from fighting clans. And she came to America.
I think that's West Side Story. That's literally West Side Story. Okay, how do you know so many plots but don't know what fucking movies they are?
I know them because certain shows like parody them. Like Glee did a bunch of plays, and I used to watch that Mad show on Cartoon Network that was just a bunch of parodies.
Oh, that one's
and
funny.
when I was younger, I'd watch Family Guy, which parodied a ton of shit.
You're right.
So I just know like a bunch of references and parodies. I don't know what movie they go to.
You're right.
Dirty Dancing. She has a perm.
I think that's her natural hair, but it was the 80s.
But it
so I'm
looks
not
like
sure.
a perm.
I'm not too sure.
So, she is Baby.
Yes.
And in the corner, and they're dancing.
Uh-huh.
And he picks her up.
Mm-hmm.
And then they're cowboys.
They're not cowboys.
They're high school students.
No.
He has a job.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, ugh, my job.
No, I think he enjoys his job very much.
And her parents are like, we don't like him.
Yes. But that's like
I'm literally just saying shit.
It's so cliche.
And then he's like, you know what, parents? I love her. And then he runs to catch her plane before she flies away.
She never flew there.
It's Christmas.
No. I don't believe it's Christmas. I think it's just like the summer.
He fucks a peach.
No. Do you give up or do you still?
I don't know it.
Pretty much, she goes to this like country club that she was invited to because her parents are like wealthy and they're like so prissy. She gets to the club and not to a club. She gets to the country.
She gets to the country club
and I forget what she does, but she hears like something happens and she turns out to go to like late at night after work hours where employees go dancing and it's like dirty dancing and she likes it and she's holding some watermelons. Like because she was bringing watermelons.
That's part of the plot.
But yeah, it's pretty much just like the dude, I forgot his name, but the actor is Patrick Swayze.
I've heard of Mr. Swayze.
Mm-hmm. He was in Ghost, I think, as well. Yeah. He was in Ghost. Next movie?
I totally know Ghost. I think that's enough for today.
Like, each one took like 20 minutes.
Yeah, so what do you think of the song? Just completely unrelated. Nice segue.
It was good. The first time when I listened to songs one time, it doesn't really like stick in my head.
Mm-hmm.
But we listened to it like the second time today, and
because the podcast didn't record.
Yeah, I remembered it more, and I liked it. I like the lyrics. I like her singing, her piano, skills. And I think I'd give it a total of like 6.5. I'll probably listen to it on my own time. Maybe not like...
The first song that I've ever suggested that she'd listen to on her own time.
No, it's not.
Other than Nikki. I mean, probably.
No.
In the podcast.
I don't remember. I don't know.
Me either.
But I remember the first Regina Spektor song I heard was... Consequence of Sound.
Oh, yeah.
It was only because you put it up in our art class.
Mm-hmm.
When I didn't know this bitch.
And I wish I didn't know her.
That's rude.
And you liked Pavlov's Daughter.
Mm-hmm. That one's good. It's only 3 Regina Spektor songs I know.
Right. I think I'd probably give this song like a 9 out of 10. It was like when I got this song. This was like a stick-out song. This one and Ain't No Cover on a 5-album song. The other ones were good. I'd already heard Carbon Monoxide because she later put that on a different album, which is really good. And The Noise is really pretty. My Man's all a cappella. Not a cappella. What's it called when you not... Is it a cappella when there's no music with you?
Mm-hmm. It's just like voice.
Yeah. And so it's a really good album. Really good 5-song album. Won't take much time out of your day. But yeah, I think this one's probably... one of my favorite songs on the album. So, it's an 9 out of 10 because I love Regina and she's going to get some high scores for me. So, we'll talk about it next time, but I don't think we're going to be on Apple Podcasts anytime soon. So, just like, comment, and subscribe to YouTube. And maybe we'll put it someplace else if it's free. So, thanks for listening. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.